Okay, let's unpack this. For everyone listening, professionals and FMCG, importers thinking about that next big product, distributors wanting to dominate, the question always comes back to, well, not just what to stock, but how do you get a reliable, high-demand product, one with good margins and smooth logistics in this pretty complex global market, right? So today, we're tackling that. We're diving deep into Monster Energy. I mean, what a story. A brand that nearly went bankrupt, then just soared, became this global giant, grabbing huge market share. You've seen the claw mark logo. It's everywhere. Sports, music festivals. It's iconic. But, beyond the cool image, what makes Monster such a solid bet for the global market? And really, specifically for you, our listeners looking for real opportunities.
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? Because Monster's journey, it's not just slick marketing or dumb luck, not at all. It's really a blueprint, a carefully built strategy for growth, for market penetration. And honestly, there are lessons here for anyone in the FMCG world. So we're going to break down how they built that massive brand identity, look at their pretty clever distribution plays that took them global. And this is key. We'll really spotlight the wholesale and export opportunities, especially sourcing from Vietnam. This deep dive, it's going to show you why Monster Energy, specifically from Vietnam, could be a really smart addition to your portfolio. We'll get into the demand, logistics, why it makes sense for your region, wherever that is.
Right. That clarifies the goal perfectly. So our mission today is exactly that. Cut through the hype, get to the actionable stuff. For those of you looking to, really tap into this massive energy drink market strategically, we're focusing on how Monster's proven success translates directly into opportunities for your business. And we'll zoom in on 3 specific products you can export from Vietnam. Monster Mango Loco, that vibrant one. And there's Monster Ultra, super popular now. And of course, the classic original Monster Energy. And yeah, throughout this, we'll also talk about how finding the right partner can really streamline that whole international sourcing process, make it smoother and more profitable. Okay, so let's translate that global impact into practical terms. For us, for the importers, the distributors, always scouting for that reliable, high-volume winner, what does it really mean on the ground? Let's zoom in, like you said, on those specific Monster products making waves, the ones sourced from Vietnam that represent maybe an underestimated opportunity. So Monster Mango Loco, Monster Ultra, and the original Monster Energy. What is it about these 3? Why are they so compelling?
That's a really important question for anyone building a portfolio, right? Yeah. What makes these specific ones tick? Why should they be on your radar? Let's start with Monster Mango Loco, that unique fruit flavor, that distinct mango taste. It taps right into a global thing people love, refreshing, exotic tastes, especially in fast-growing international markets where consumers want something new, something different from the usual energy drink profile. It's not just mango flavor. It's about strategically aligning with what consumers want. Variety and exciting taste, something maybe a bit more palatable. The success of a fruit flavor like Mango Loco often comes because it offers an alternative. It's not that intense, traditional energy drink taste, so it broadens the appeal, pulls in new people.
So it widens the net, basically.
Exactly. For you, as an importer, that specific flavor, it's not just niche. It can genuinely open doors to consumer groups who might normally say no to energy drinks. Think about regions where tropical fruits are already a huge part of the culture, or just where people want that energy boost, but maybe something less intense. Mango Loco fits perfectly there. It offers something familiar fruit, but in an exciting energy format. So you can diversify your stock, spread the risk a bit, and capture more customers, people who want that balance of flavor and function. And that means higher sales potential, wider reach. You're not leaving money on the table.
That makes a lot of sense for Mango Loco's marketability. Okay, but let's shift gears slightly. Let's talk about Monster's core branding. This is where it gets really interesting, right? Monster has just nailed this like few others have. Their branding is legendary. It's not just a beverage, it's a statement, a lifestyle, almost a badge of honor for some groups. So how does that incredibly powerful, almost tribal brand identity show up in Monster Ultra and the original Monster Energy, and maybe more crucially for our audience, the wholesalers, the distributors? Why does this deep brand connection matter so much for your operations, your bottom line?
Right. If we connect that branding piece to the bigger picture, Monster's success is built on that edgy identity, right? Those strong emotional ties they fostered. And that power, it applies right across the board to all their products. So take Monster Ultra. A big part of its appeal is that lighter profile, often zero sugar. This grabs a really important growing group, the health-conscious consumers. They still want the energy kick. And crucially, they want that Monster brand association. But maybe without the sugar or calories, it reflects that huge, better-for-you trend we see everywhere in beverages. And the classic Monster Energy, well, That's the foundation, the original. It embodies that raw energy, that rebellious vibe that hooked people in the first place. It's the core Monster identity, and it still drives massive, massive volume globally.
So the original is the anchor, and Ultra taps into that health trend, but both leverage the core brand strength.
Precisely. And the way they built that brand strength, it's a masterclass. Their deep involvement in extreme sports, motocross, UFC. They've been with UFC since 2015. That's a long time. High-profile motorsports, too, like their partnership with McLaren in Formula One. It's not just logos on cars or shirts. It's about building an authentic fan base. People feel connected because Monster is part of the culture they love. Monster supports it, champions it. It's not just advertising. It's embedding the drink into the lifestyle organically. Plus, their smart moves into the music scene. That expands their reach even further, connects with that young, energetic audience that values authenticity.
Yeah.
So when you stock Monster, you're not just selling caffeine and sugar or even just caffeine. You're offering a piece of this global high-octane culture.
A symbol.
A symbol that resonates.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that translates directly into a huge benefit for wholesalers and distributors. Consistent demand.
Yeah.
Reliable demand. It's driven by that powerful brand loyalty, those emotional hooks, which means predictable sales for your business, stable volumes, the logo itself, that claw mark, it's instantly recognized worldwide. It screams energy, performance, excitement. That visual identity makes the products highly sought after. It actually reduces your need for heavy local marketing, doesn't it? The brand does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Consumer recognition, desire. It's already there. You focus on getting it on the shelf. For an importer, that means potentially lower marketing spend at your end, better profitability overall.
That's a really strong point about the brand doing the work. Okay, so the products are compelling, the brand is a powerhouse, but why now? Why is the world seemingly so thirsty for energy drinks? What are the big global trends driving this huge demand? And, crucially, how does Vietnam fit strategically into this booming picture for wholesale and export businesses like the ones listening? Feels like a perfect storm, maybe.
You've really hit on it. Monster's incredible rise, getting around, 30.1% global market share back in 2022. That's not just their success story. It reflects this massive, undeniable global surge for energy drinks as a category. And like you said, it's not just a fad. It's a sustained shift in habits, especially among younger people and anyone with a dynamic, high-energy lifestyle. The whole market just keeps expanding. Think about it. More urbanization, busier lives, people wanting functional drinks that give them a quick boost mentally and physically. Monster's plan to have over 150 flavors globally by 2025. That tells you everything about the scale, the diversity of pace they're chasing. It shows how vast this market really is.
150 flavors. Wow, that's ambition.
It is. And a huge part of their dominance is that youth engagement. It's way beyond just ads. It's strategic. It's sponsorships, X Games, UFC, NASCAR, big visible events. But also, they're incredibly savvy with digital. Instagram, YouTube, creating really engaging content with influencers who actually connect with their audience. This builds real connections. It's not just awareness. It's people actively wanting to buy the product because it's tied to their passions. So for distributors, that organic pull, again, it means less need for you to push hard with local marketing. The demand is kind of built in globally.
So they build the desire, you fulfill it.
In a nutshell, yes. And something else the sources point out is Monster's smart shift away from just traditional advertising towards targeted digital stuff. That adaptability has been absolutely critical. It's kept them relevant in this fast-moving, super competitive market where everyone's fighting for attention. By focusing on digital engagement, building loyalty through direct touch points, they keep strengthening their position. For you as an importer or distributor, what does that mean? It means stability, consistent demand across different countries, different cultures, because the brand is constantly working, adapting, staying fresh, ensuring those future sales.
That paints a really clear picture of the global demand drivers and Monster's smart strategy. Okay, let's bring it right back home for our listeners. Given these powerful trends, given Monster's growth, how can FMCG pros, importers, distributors leverage this specifically by sourcing from Vietnam? What makes Vietnam stand out as a strategic hub for this kind of high-volume wholesale and export? Are there unique advantages there?
Absolutely. If we look at Vietnam's role, the country has quickly become a really vital gateway, hasn't it, for supplying high-demand FMCG goods worldwide, for wholesale, for export. Vietnam offers this compelling mix. You've got competitive sourcing costs, plus increasingly efficient, well-established logistics. So by getting Monster Energy directly from Vietnam, businesses aren't just buying cans. They can genuinely streamline their supply chains, optimize costs, and crucially, meet that growing global demand reliably. It just makes a lot of strategic sense for businesses looking for that competitive edge.
Okay, competitive sourcing, better logistics. Can we unpack that a bit more? What does that look like in practice?
Sure. Let's talk cost efficiency and reach. Remember Monster's huge deal with Coca-Cola back in 2014? That was a game changer. It massively boosted their global distribution without needing a proportionally massive ad spend increase. How? They tapped into Coke's incredible network. Their cold trucks, their relationships with stores everywhere. It shows the power of strong distribution. Now, sourcing from Vietnam, particularly if you work with experienced local partners, lets you kind of piggyback on these established global routes. You benefit from efficient resource allocation. Think about Vietnam's deep water ports, like Kai Mep or Lac Huyen. They offer direct shipping to North America, Europe, Asia. That often means faster transit times, maybe lower port fees compared to other hubs. Plus, Vietnam has a growing network of free trade agreements. That can mean lower tariffs for you, which directly impacts your landed cost, improves your margins, especially on bulk orders, so you can be more competitive on price in your market without cutting corners on the product itself.
Right, those are tangible benefits. Lower tariffs, faster shipping. That adds up.
It really does. And ultimately, whether your market loves the classic Monster kick or prefers the lighter Ultra or wants that tropical Mango Loco taste, sourcing these from Vietnam puts you in a great position. You can meet those diverse preferences efficiently, reliably, and you do it while leveraging those logistical and cost advantages we talked about. That flexibility, combined with the sourcing benefits, it opens up real avenues to expand your range, reach new customers. It's about driving growth through smart sourcing. Strategic penetration.
Okay, the opportunity is definitely clear. Monster's a winner. The demand is there. Vietnam offers strategic advantages. But let's be real. International wholesale, export, it can be tricky, right? Regulations, authenticity concerns, fakes are a real issue. Getting good prices, reliable shipping, it can feel overwhelming. It raises that big question. How do you make sure you get the genuine article at the right price delivered smoothly? Especially from a dynamic place like Vietnam. It sounds like you don't just need a supplier. You need a partner who knows the ropes.
That's exactly it. This is where having a trusted, experienced partner isn't just nice to have, it's essential. It becomes indispensable. And when we talk about buying FMCG products in bulk, competitively, especially from Vietnam, Asia Grocery Wholesale, or AGW, really stands out. They are a trusted partner. Their whole focus is distributing, wholesaling, exporting FMCG directly from Vietnam. And they've been doing it for over 20 years. That kind of deep experience, it means they've seen it all pretty much. They've built the relationships. They know how to navigate the complexities.
20 years is serious expertise in this field.
It is. And that experience delivers a critical benefit right away: authenticity. AGW ensures you get genuine products from global brands, including Monster Energy. In a world where counterfeits can ruin your reputation and cost you big time, that guarantee is absolutely crucial. It protects your customers' trust, your brand's quality. Their deep roots in Vietnam give them unique insights. They understand the local supply chain inside out. They can source reliably, efficiently, maybe avoid pitfalls others run into. They just know the Vietnamese market. That's a huge strategic advantage for you, the importer. It smooths out potential bumps in the road, from regulations to logistics hiccups.
So they handle the local complexities. What else?
Well, while we're focused on Monster today, it's worth mentioning AGW's catalog is massive. It's not just energy drinks. They do other big beverages, Coke, Pepsi, but also home care, personal care, even traditional Vietnamese and Asian products. So they can genuinely be a one-stop shop for a lot of your FMCG needs from Vietnam. That's especially useful because they understand the needs of customers globally, particularly Vietnamese and Asian communities abroad looking for familiar brands. Think about the efficiency. Consolidating your sourcing, fewer contacts, less admin headache. It streamlines your whole procurement process.
A one-stop shop definitely simplifies things.
Absolutely. Essentially, AGW acts like your bridge. They simplify the complexities of international trade. They manage the sourcing, the logistics, the export paperwork, ensuring it's all smooth, efficient, transparent for your bulk orders. Their expertise lets you focus your energy where it counts. Building distribution, marketing, selling in your home market. You get that peace of mind knowing your supply chain is solid, handled by pros. It really de-risks your international buying and helps you scale more effectively.
Yeah, it really sounds like AGW takes the guesswork out of it. And for our listeners always looking for efficiency, ways to expand, new markets, that's huge. It's not just about finding a product. It's about building that reliable, efficient, authentic supply chain for high-demand goods. That's the foundation of any successful FMCG operation, isn't it? Knowing you have a partner handling the tricky bits lets you focus on growth. So we've really covered a lot today. We've unpacked Monster Energy's incredible journey, the near failure, the smart branding, the digital savvy, the global dominance. We've highlighted exactly why Monster Mango Loco, Monster Ultra, and the classic Monster Energy are such compelling wholesale and export opportunities, especially when you source them strategically from Vietnam. It's brand power meeting market opportunity right there.
Indeed. Monster's story really is a masterclass. Strategic branding, adapting to the market, hitting growth milestones against tough competition. And for you, the FMCG pro, the importer, the distributor, it represents a proven winner, a high-demand product line that can seriously boost your portfolio, attract new customers, keep the current ones happy. Now, to explore how you can actually bring these monster products to your region, how you can capitalize on this phenomenon, we definitely recommend visiting egrocery.asia.
egrocery.asia. Got it.
Yeah, on their site, you can see their full range. You go way beyond Monster, as I mentioned. And crucially, you can connect directly with Asia Grocery Wholesale, with AGW, for specific pricing, tailored to your bulk needs, and to place orders for Monster sourced from Vietnam. You can reach out directly. They've got WhatsApp +84 999 046 308, or just email.contact@grocery.asia. AGW isn't just a supplier. They're ready to partner up, use their 20-plus years of experience to help you unlock these opportunities. They want you to succeed.
Okay, that's clear contact info. So, final thought. What's the big lesson here? What can you, our listener, take away from Monster's success and AGW's role? Beyond just getting a hot product, think about it. Understanding these global dynamics, leveraging expert partners like AGW, could that be a blueprint for your own strategic growth? How can you apply Monster's relentless innovation, their bold branding, their focus on connecting with consumers, to your own business? How can you fuel your next big move? Something to think about. We encourage you to start exploring that today.